Hi there, my name's Lucy and this is the second video of my Dear Emma series. Now Emma, I know that you are wanting me to get on with the makeup, but I've got a specific order to this and this video is going to concentrate on makeup brushes. So I actually keep my makeup brushes in these two, I think they are plant containers. I think a lot of people have this one from IKEA, and then this cable knit one I got from Next. So as you can see, a lot of my brushes are from Real Techniques. I just love the fact that they are colour coded, so you've got the pink and orange for the face and then you've got the purple for the eyes. They are also just great quality for the money you pay. I actually have quite a few brushes. I wouldn't say it's an excessive amount, some of my friends maybe would, but I just like to have them all in rotation because I can't be bothered cleaning them all the time. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I actually put a bit of rice in the bottom of the containers, so when I put my brushes in, they kind of stay in place. As I've got quite a lot of brushes, I think today I'm going to talk through my favourites and the ones I tend to use every day. Apologies if they're dirty, I have just used them to do my face. I'm going to start off with my all-time favourite brush, and that is the Real Techniques buffing brush. And this I use almost every day for my liquid foundation. I will mix two colours on the back of my hand and then use this brush to blend them in my face with a buffing motion. I just feel like this gives the most flawless coverage for everyday wear. And I do sometimes change this up with the, oh, I don't know what this one's called. This is another Real Techniques brush. I think it might be the Expert Face brush, but I will put a link below just in case. I think this is better if you've got slightly thicker product, because sometimes the buffing brush can absorb a little bit. So this is a lot more dense. So I find this will give me a bit more of a full coverage. So if you've got a sort of medium to full coverage foundation, if you want more of a medium finish, I would go for the buffing brush. If you want more of a full coverage, I would go for this brush here. Next I have the number 7 concealer brush. I'm sorry, this is very filthy, and I use this for creamy concealers under my eyes and all over my face. I sometimes will warm it up a little bit with my fingers, but generally I just don't like the idea of using hands on my face. I just don't like the idea of getting my hands too dirty. I find this is a really good size and I can get quite a good coverage with this for under my eyes and around my nose. For powdering, I tend to either use the Real Techniques powder brush, which looks like this. It's just a great big brush with quite dense bristles, so I find it does pick up quite a lot of product. Or the Real Techniques multitask brush, which is sort of its smaller sister, really. I will tend to find I'll use this one in the daytime. I just find it picks up a little less product and will give me a slightly more dewy look. Whereas I will use this one more for the night time when I want my makeup to last a lot longer and be a lot more matte. For setting my concealer under my eyes, I will just use the Real Techniques setting brush, and this is just a tiny sort of powder brush which just fits in nicely under the eye area. I like quite a subtle contour if any, so I'll just use the Real Techniques contour brush with a matte bronzer just along the hollow of my cheekbone, just to give a slightly more defined look. And then for blush, I tend to go through stages of either loving cream blusher or loving powder blushes. At the moment I'm preferring powder, although I have got a cream one today. But if I am using a cream blush, I will tend to go for the Real Techniques stippling brush. And I actually bought this originally for my foundation, but then I bought the Core Collection set and I preferred the buffing brush. I just found that gave a better finish to my face. So this is also quite a good foundation brush, but I just find this picks up the perfect amount of product. And again, I apply this in a sort of stippling motion, and that's just perfect. I find that all of my powder brushes are quite pigmented, so I tend to always use these with my Duo Fibre face brush. I just find this picks up the least amount of product and just blends it in quite nice. I can just sort of tap it on my cheek, and that just gives me a really nice glow to the face. I'll then use its smaller cousin, the Duo Fibre contour brush, and I'll just use this for highlighter just along my cheekbone for a small daytime glow. I'm actually a little bit of a eyeshadow rookie, and I don't tend to go too extravagant with my eyeshadow. I'll use maybe 1 or 2 colours and just sort of blend them out a little bit, especially in the daytime. I'll tend to just stick on a brown. But for blending, I use 2 brushes, and that is the Real Techniques Base Shadow Brush and the No. 7 Eyeshadow Blend and Contour Brush. I tend to just pat colour on with the Real Techniques one and then blend out with the No. 7. So last but not least is eyebrow brush. Most of the time I find I run out of time and I will just use a pencil on these most of the time, but if I am using eyeshadow, which I do prefer the look of, I will just use this brush here. I literally have no idea who it's by. I've had it absolutely years, but I just find it's a really tiny brush. The bristles are dense, picks up just enough colour, and it just does the job really. I do have this brush here from Real Techniques as well, which I think came with their eye set, but I just find this is a little bit too thick for my brows. It doesn't quite give the definition I need. I don't think you can go too wrong with these brushes as long as they're quite tiny and the bristles are dense really. I don't think it matters too much. So I've pretty much gone through all my favourite brushes now, but as we all know, it doesn't matter how much you spend on brushes if you're not going to look after them properly. I know when I was a lot younger, I used to buy really nice brushes from Body Shop that I absolutely loved, but I had no idea how to look after them. I just didn't wash them at all. So now I'm going to take these to the bathroom with me and I'm going to give them a wash. Because I'm young and we're reckless.
So, to wash your brushes, you will need an old towel, a pair of Marigold gloves, baby shampoo, and lots of dirty brushes. Start by running a hot tap and squirting a 10p piece size of baby shampoo onto the palm of your glove. Run the dirty bristles of your brush under the tap and then swirl around into the shampoo for around 10 seconds. Rinse under the tap. It's really important to keep the angle of the brush down to prevent water getting into the handle of the brush. Water can loosen the glue bonding the bristles together. Repeat on all of your brushes. The Marigold gloves not only prevent us from burning our hands, but the texture aids in removing the dirt off our brushes too. Reshape your brushes and make sure to lay them down on a flat surface overnight, away from any heat that may melt the glue inside.
I just realised I didn't film an outro for that video, and I feel like it needs some sort of conclusion just to round it all up. I've actually just finished filming my 3rd video for the series, so that will be up very shortly, so keep a lookout for that, and I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you next time. Boom! Take a place into the place I love. Take me out of do 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 do.